President Muhammadu Buhari urges Nigerians in diaspora to actively participate in post-COVID-19 economic recovery efforts. Kebbi State Government holds Security Summit to ensure operators discharge their responsibilities according to the law. A very good afternoon and welcome to Panorama from Sokoto Network Center. I am Asma Habibu Shagari. Muhammadu Buhari is urging Nigerians in diaspora to actively participate in the country's post-COVID-19 economic recovery efforts. This was in a goodwill message to commemorate this year's National Diaspora Day. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
I congratulate Nigerians in diaspora.
This year's National Diaspora Day, with the theme Leveraging Diaspora Resources for National Development in the COVID-19 Era, was held by webinar due to the effects of the ravaging coronavirus pandemic, which created a new normal. Addressing the meeting, anchored in Abuja by the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission, chaired by Abike President Buhari appealed to his compatriots not to abandon their fatherland in the wake of the global health challenge.
Over the past 3 years, Nigerians in the diaspora have brought in over 25 billion United States dollars annually as home remittances to the Nigerian economy through official and non-official channels. This is about 6% of our annual GDP and upwards of 80% of our annual budget. It is therefore my sincere hope that even with the depressed economy under stress in the year 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Nigerians in the diaspora would rise up to the occasion of not abandoning their country of origin, Nigeria.
President Buhari used the forum to re-echo his 3-point agenda for the Nigerians in diaspora, which he described as relevant and timely.
You are our ambassadors at large by your behavior and character in your host countries. Whatever legitimate endeavor you choose, you must excel and be the best. Do not forget home, Nigeria, by giving back and engaging in its development.
A Nigerian-Canadian professional basketball executive and president, basketball operations of Toronto Raptors, Masai Ujiri, delivered a keynote address at the event, which also had in attendance the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubairu Dada. The chairman, chief executive officer of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike said the focus of this year's celebration is in furtherance of the commission's mandate and accomplishments since creation. She said the activities so far executed, those ongoing, and the ones that are yet to take off are all definitive of the theme aimed at mobilizing Nigerians in the diaspora for nation building. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Providing basic social amenities to the rural populace and reducing drudgery amongst the peasant farmers to enhance their productivity. The Minister for Agriculture, Muhammad Sabo Nanonu, made the remark in a message to the inauguration of multi-million naira mini water treatment plant constructed by the federal government in Bukuyu local government area of Zamfara State. Halilu Muhammad Umar has more.
Lack of basic social amenities is widely believed to be one of the major factors responsible for the migration of rural dwellers to urban areas, which negatively affects agricultural production in the country. As part of effort to check the ugly trend, the federal government embarked on the provision of potable water to rural communities across the 36 states of the Federation. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Alhaji Muhammad Nanonu, represented by Director Agric in charge of Northwest Mr. Matthew Olabi, who inaugurated the water project at Bukuim community in Bukuim local government area of Zamfara State, said it is aimed at improving agricultural production among rural populations.
And we are not only focusing on water to create a conducive environment for the farmers, we also try to remove the drudgery from the farmers. We have several simple agricultural tools that can help the farmers to do their work with less stress.
The Emir of Bukuim, Alhaji Muhammad Usman, commended the federal government for the wonderful project.
We are requesting for feeder roads to the farmlands for easy transportation of our goods from the farms.
Zamfara State Commissioner for Water Resources Alhaji Muhammad Junaidu, who received the water project on behalf of the benefiting communities, assured of its proper utilization and maintenance. Director, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Zamfara State, Raji Musa, conducted the minister's representative and other dignitaries round the various components of the project, including reticulation to 6 centers within the town and installation of a solar-powered light at each of the water fetching points, among other facilities. In Gusau, Halliru Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
A security summit to bring about harmony in interagency operations in Kebbi State has been held. This is aimed at ensuring that security operatives discharge their responsibilities according to the provisions of the law. Nuratank Wakili has more.
The emergence of Civilian Joint Task Force, known as NSAK, is a function of growing security challenges in Nigeria, which necessitated some community members to volunteer in support of security operatives to fight all forms of criminal activities. But the activities of these volunteers have on many occasions become counterproductive, raising concerns from relevant stakeholders in the security industry. To address this, Kebbi State government brought together traditional leaders, security operatives and the volunteers to a summit in Zuru with a view to addressing challenges related to their operations. The idea is to foster understanding between stakeholders, synergize operations, and the need for the volunteers to carry out their activities within the ambits of the law.
What we will tolerate is to assist genuine people who want to defend themselves and who will obey the law, and those who will work alongside the security agents.
Stakeholders took turns to express their views on the way forward and resolved to work together for better results. The volunteers expressed readiness to readjust and work with relevant security agencies in line with the provisions of the law. The summit resolved to continue to work towards sustaining the relative peace being enjoyed in Kebbi State. Nuratank Wakili, NTA News.
Sokoto State Government, in collaboration with the Qatar Charity and future leaders from Arab nations, have laid the foundation for the building of 150 houses for internally displaced persons at Gandhi town of Rabah local government area. Dalhata Abdullahi reports that the city will comprise 3 clusters of 50 houses, each with a mosque, school, market and hospital. The report.
Flagging of the foundation laying of the first cluster of 50 houses, Governor Aminu Waziri Tambol, represented by his deputy Manir Muhammad Daiya, applauded the gesture of the donor organizations for coming to the aid of the Gandhi IDPs, who have been in distress since 2018 due to displacement by bandits. Governor Tambol said government has made all the necessary arrangements to compensate the landowners where the houses will be built in Gandhi town, while directing all relevant agencies in the state to work hard to ensure the speedy completion of the project. The governor assured that the state government is ready to join hands with any legitimate international non-governmental organization whose aims and objectives are to assist humanity in all possible ways. He thanked them for coming to the aid of the Gandhi IDPs with a magnificent modern city to have a permanent settlement away from places being ravaged by bandits and insecurity. He said his government is willing to partner with them on any future project that will alleviate the sufferings of IDPs. In their remarks, the Qatar Charity and future leaders who spoke through Sheikh El-Shami Noshiali El-Shami said both organizations have reached an agreement with the Sokoto State Government under the Zakat and Endowment Commission to help Muslims in need. In Sokoto, Dalhata Abdullahi, NTA News.
Sokoto State Government has provided 2,000,003 seedlings for distribution to the public and commenced the comprehensive review of environmental laws to conform with the present-day realities. This came to the fore at the launching of the 2023 planting campaign in Sokoto South Local Government area. Dalhata Abdullahi again has the report.
Numerous interventions have been made by successive governments in the area of desertification control. These efforts were made by both federal and state governments in collaboration with multilateral institutions such as the World Bank through the Global Mechanism on Environmental Sustenance. Though the objectives of some of these efforts started in 1977 have been met, there seems to be a missing link which calls for intensive collaboration with relevant stakeholders on the sustainability and the collective ownership for the growth of plantations to ensure environmental protection. The choice of regreening Sokoto State for economic empowerment as the theme for this year's tree planting campaign in Sokoto State was due to the loss of over 130 hectares of land plantations to development pressure and population growth.
If you want people to stop cutting trees illegally also, then you have to provide for substitutes.
Otherwise, the catastrophe awaiting the community one after the other is so much that you cannot be able to quantify it.
Sokoto State government has increased the annual supply of 1 million tree seedlings to 2 million to meet the public demand and upscale the exercise to all the local government areas.
I would like to call on the general public to desist from illegal felling of trees, encroachment into the forest reserves, unnecessary excavation of ditches to avoid land degradation and erosion.
20 secondary schools will also be supported by the Sokoto State government to establish orchards and young foresters clubs. In Sokoto, Alata Abdullahi, NTA News.
And now to our discussion segment on afforestation and tree planting in Sokoto State. And I have with me in the studio Salisu Sheikh Hussaina, Director, Forestry, Ministry of Environment, Sokoto State. Sir, you're welcome to.
Thank you.
Okay, let's know why the attention on tree planting.
Really, tree planting is a major activity that Ministry of Environment is conducting.
Okay.
Because it is important to environment.
Mm-hmm.
So this year we have raised about 2 million tree seedlings,
okay,
which are intended to be used for various models of planting within the state, which involve shelter establishment, orchard establishment, garden, distributing to communities and individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the main objective of tree planting. And the tree planting campaign is a tool being set up by the state government to get in touch with the communities and individuals to sensitize them that there is need for tree planting, and also enlighten people on the dangers and consequences of indiscriminate felling of trees in the state.
Sokoto is one of the frontline states affected by desertification. How sustainable are these tree planting campaigns? Because the last time it was held in August 2018.
Yes, exactly. The tree planting campaign, we did it annually, and anytime, anywhere we carry out the tree planting campaign, after the planting of trees, we have to organize how to maintain those trees. Because not only planting of trees in our activity is to maintain them, for them to survive to maturity.
Okay.
So whenever we plant trees, we have to we have to make an arrangement that of maintenance of those trees. And this arrangement has been made and is put on ground. Everywhere, every community where we plant trees, arrangement will be made to sustain those trees, especially within the local government and everywhere where that arrangement is already on ground.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's raining season. What is on ground to ensure these seedlings are nurtured to serve the desired purpose?
No, really, tree planting campaign and tree planting here in Sokoto, we did it. The best time to do is mid-July to mid-August.
Okay.
That's when the time we do the planting. Because at times, especially we have other species that if we are able to plant them within that period, the management activities within the dry season will be less and it will be easy. But if you do late planting, so there is need to make provision of irrigating the seedlings in the dry season.
Okay.
So that's why this time around, the tree planting campaign has been conducted early July, this late July, because late July and mid-August is the best time to carry out the tree planting exercise in the state.
Okay, lastly, what can you say generally about afforestation and tree planting?
No, really, afforestation and tree planting is indeed very important, because we cannot really survive and enjoy the environment without trees. Because trees are serving a lot of activities, a lot of importance to human lives. So we have to pay emphasis on tree planting because we cannot do without trees because of their various uses. Coupled with chicken, menace of desertification, provision of fuel wood, medicinal, and other forms of uses by the human and by the populace. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. I have been talking with Sali Hussein, who is the Director of Forestry in the Ministry of Environment, Sokoto State. Panorama continues in a moment. Don't go away. Nigeria has recorded 438 new cases of COVID-19 as at 25th of July 2020. This brings to the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 39,977, with 16,948 discharged and 836 deaths recorded. A breakdown of the new confirmed cases shows Lagos State leading the table with 123 cases, followed by Kaduna with 50 and River State 40. Others are Edo State 37, Adamawa 25, Oyo 20, Nasarawa 16, Oshun and Enugu 15 each, and FCT 14. Ekiti and Ondo have 13 new cases each, Ebonyi 11, Katsina 10, Abia 9, Delta 8, Kwara 4, Ogun, Cross River, Kanu and Bauchi have 3 cases each. Yobe has 2, while Sokoto and Niger states have 1 new case each. After more than 7 weeks without recording a COVID-19 case, Zamfara State has continued one new case of the coronavirus. The State Commissioner for Health, Yahya Muhammad Kanoma, who disclosed this at a press briefing in Gusau, said government remains committed towards preventing the spread of the pandemic. Haliru Muhammad Umar reports.
Since discovery of a fresh case of COVID-19 in Zamfara, the state had spent 51 days without the deadly virus. The new case, according to the State Commissioner of Health, Yahya Muhammad Kanoma, was detected from a postgraduate student studying in Malaysia after his return to the country.
And when he applied to Abuja, our own expectation to quarantine him there, but we don't know whether they have changed their patterns. They send him down to Zamfara.
The commissioner advised people in the state to remain steadfast in observing the COVID-19 prevention guidelines, such as social distancing, use of face masks, and ensure regular washing of their hands. Meanwhile, the commissioner announced that the state government will soon commence the distribution of 4.5 million treated mosquito nets in its continued fight against malaria. The announcement was made during the opening of the seasonal malaria chemo prevention campaign, which witnessed the presentation of papers designed to educate journalists on the distribution process and use of the mosquito nets to prevent malaria among people of the state. In Gusau, Haliru Muhammad Umar, NTA News.
And the news will continue after this message. Don't go away.
For now, the best and most efficient way to avoid getting infected is through regular hygienic and sanitary practices, as well as social distancing. As individuals, we remain the greatest weapon to fight this pandemic. By washing our hands regularly with clean water and soap, disinfecting frequently used surfaces and areas, coughing into a tissue or elbow, and strictly adhering to infection prevention control measures in health facilities, we can contain this virus.
Coronavirus is real. Steps to avoid this pandemic. Wash your hands regularly. or sanitize your hands. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Stay at home unless absolutely necessary. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth if your hands are not clean. Avoid the spread of coronavirus. Coronavirus is real.
Club sides in the English Premier League battle ready for final showdown of the season on Sunday as NTA brings you live the match between Manchester United and Leicester City. Olumide Oguntola has details of this and stakeholders' effort to revive sports school reports.
The Nigerian School Sports Federation